Ragdoll! You're gonna die, you're gonna ragdoll! You're gonna die, you're gonna ragdoll! You're gonna die, you're gonna ragdoll! 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 Ragdoll!
One of the first times I met Farmer was at the My Way premiere video. It was Arnett's video. And he showed up with like fur boots and some bondage weird gear like this with a leash on his girlfriend in the same sort of getup.
Well, Shawn Farmer, welcome to our podcast, everybody in our podcast world.
Yeah,
Shawn.
This is welcome. Shawn Farmer is a legend from our snowboarding days, where this guy, pretty much, when you're following Farmer, you gotta wonder what's his path, because we went into the peyote shoots with you in Valdez, Alaska, and you're like, yeah, I got it. It's like you hiked up farther than anybody that I've ever seen. If you remember that. Remember,
what shoot was that?
Kid peyote shoots.
Okay, wait. You're jumping into too many details, Free Dog. You're just skipping right over your intro.
I'm just stepping right in with Mr. Farmer here. Yes.
Yeah, so back in the snowboard world, everybody, Shawn Farmer, like when it's funny because Shawn, when I think of like, you know, the snowboarders nowadays, he's all over the road with his phone. the snowboarders nowadays,
It's all good.
like they don't get like the shit we used to do back in the, you know, like fucking Kidwell and Palmer and yourself and like you and Heads. You got like Damien was fucked up, and I used to be kind of Damien's fucked up sidekick, but you guys are fucked up. You guys are stupid. Like Tom Burt used to put us in those shoots. But yeah, going back to Alaska, Farmer pretty much sums up Alaska. So why don't you just tell us what you think
About AK?
No, about your brain. What were you thinking when you were dropping in on these insane like cliff drops and this and that, coming up with, you know, ragdoll and all of this stuff back in the day?
Dude, that's a bunch of stuff. That's like a bunch of information, you know what I mean? Because I was just thinking of all this stuff.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. We were just really excited. It's actually me and Parada were some of the first dudes to come up there from the lower 48. And then we're the first guys to make it back.
Tell people a little bit
I'm trying to get comfortable
about that Alaska experience.
Well, you know, tell everybody about yourself for a minute. I mean, you've been a snowboarder, professional snowboarder since.
And you and Parada and the Alaska experience. How did you guys actually, you know, find that place, Valdez?
Well, the story I was gonna tell. Okay, so yeah, we were like riding with K2, and some people somebody organized a trip to like Denali National Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is where Mount McKinley is, or whatever. It's like 24,000 feet, and then. Anyway, the only people that I know that had snowboarded up there before us was Tom Bird and Jim Zellers, and they went up there and did some stills. And then there were some local guys from Alaska that had been doing it for a long time, you know. But we went up there and climbed this mountain called Moose's Tooth, which is 9,000 feet, and like camped out in the whole nine. And then for like 2 weeks, and then made it back with a bunch of footage for that totally bored thing, you know. And then after that, it was just like we were, you know, like the Alaska dudes, because that stuff, like, it got so much press that first trip we did up there to the Moose's Tooth in Denali Park. That put us on the map, you know what I mean?
What year was that?
I think it was 89. It was like the summer. It was like 89, 90. So I think it was the summer of 89, you know, like June of 89, because you got to go up there in like the summer, basically May or June of 1989, you know. And then the footage came out in like maybe 90, 91 or something like that. That part's a little murky, but yeah, I was like right around 89, 90 when we did that.
Tell us a little bit more about Valdez, Alaska, and
hang on real quick, Johnny. I want to throw.
And you
were there at what was it, the Sena Lodge?
Yeah, you want to focus on Valdez, and that was like after we've been up there for that first year. But
well, I just want to set the record straight before we get into this whole thing. Like for our Crusty Demons fans, Shawn, the other day I had somebody reach out to me, and they were trying to figure out where they could find the album. I forget what song they wanted. They wanted one of the songs out of the movie, and I was telling them, like, I don't know where to send them to get. I think it's off the Soak, right?
Right.
And
that Soak CD.
Oh yeah,
like Ragdoll, the Ragdoll, and some of the
all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as far as some of the songs that you are responsible for in our movie, made the movies and a lot of these parts what it was, and the people in our movie, even the writers, they have no idea. Like a lot of them, what we did, everybody did back in the day of snowboarding. Like they couldn't hold the stick to what the crap we used to do back in those days. So let alone having like fans in the industry of just the music alone, man, it's a whole different world. So now going back.
I
hear you. There was so much stuff that went down because.
Hey, Farm, how did you come up with that song, Ragdoll?
I was actually telling my girlfriend, my fiance, about this.
Okay.
Karen, but anyway, and she's awesome.
Awesome,
Love Debbie. Anyway,
yeah, boy.
Yeah, like it was. A guy, this dude Merrill Milner, we were talking. I don't know. I remember I was rapping or this or that and stuff, and I think it was. I can't remember if it was. I think it was after that My Way video, maybe. But and he was like, and we always talked about like people used to crash, and it was like a cartwheel. He looks like a
ragdoll. You ragdoll,
and that was the snowboard term that we used was ragdoll, and then he was like, he should write a song about that. That's a good hook, like rap.
Well, if we're off mic, Shawn Farmer, oh my God,
we got Mike's back.
We went up and we were in Alaska trying to follow you, and that was some crazy shit.
Oh yeah, because fucking Rada brought the peyote balls. Remember that
dude,
shit?
Yes, I didn't know that, but I was gonna say that.
Before, I want to set the record straight for Crusty World because, like, honestly, Farm, like, you deserve mad fucking respect about Ragdoll and the fucking music because it's legendary around the world with our fucking movies and people in TV land right now, like, all the fucking shit we used to do, like, back making our dumb movies for John. And I guess because we just like to do it and we were stupid as fuck. But I'm going to hand the mic back to you now, right?
Double O Zaba.
Oh, yeah. God. Dana, tell him when you crashed over my head on the helicopter, shooting my own gun at me.
See, that's what I was thinking of when you were talking about the heli, dude. I wasn't even in on that shit.
Yeah, you weren't.
But we rode that heli the day before.
Yeah, but wait. First off, as soon as we got to Alaska, we met up with you guys, and we went and borrowed a bunch of fucking guns and shotguns, and went and got guns to go to the ghetto range and go.
Oh yeah.
And I remember you guys were like shooting the shotgun shells off the cement block where you're supposed to put your ammo and shit. Like, remember that? And you game in, we go out and hold the pie tins out in the fucking deal.
I can't believe he did that.
He
either trust you a lot or he's like crazier than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something like that. But
Mr. Farmer, I think you shot an AK-47 and blew apart a couple of historical things that were icicles that were falling.
It's just an ice ball. It grows back the next year.
Oh yeah,
It grows back. It grows back in a couple of weeks, I think.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
So-
that was like you could just pull over on the road driving up to the helipad and shoot. We'd blast you on the side of the road. You can't do that. They don't allow you to do that anymore, I don't think.
I don't know that they
all the
allowed
guns
it
were
then.
leading. What's that?
Until we go back.
What's that?
Until we go back.
Yeah. Oh man, the St. Lodge is like a coffee shop now, and there's like dudes from
Oh really?
where little foofy dudes in there talking about their run and like sipping like lattes. Yeah, dude, it's not like when we were there and it was a pool table and there was guns leaning in the corner and we were shooting the guns like right by the choppers, dude. Remember that? There was no gunplay up there anymore.
I bought my FKS.
Chopper that Dana crashed in. We met the dude at St. Lodge, and we met him playing pool that night.
The pilot?
The guy was drunk as hell.
The pilot?
He goes, I got a helicopter in the
pilot,
parking lot at the bar.
Dude, that guy was
That wasn't a good idea to
airline
go to that guy the next day.
Yeah, isn't that funny? The guy's a commercial airline pilot, and I backed his ass for so he didn't get in trouble. And you know how everybody nowadays would be like, "Oh, I'll sue him," and everybody gets all fish off everything.
Right.
Yeah.
No, when they call insurance, it's like, "Oh yeah, he's my buddy." You know what I mean? Because the dude,
he's a total professional.
Yeah, except for when I'm in the chopper and we just cartwheel it, but. Whatever, we lived, we're good, right?
It was probably not a good idea, Shawn, when we met the guy at a bar playing pool and he's drunk as fuck. And that night he goes, I got a chopper. And we're like, where is it? He goes, it's in the parking lot. And he goes, yeah, we can fly it in the morning. So me and Dana, like idiots, we're like, okay. And he flies us over and he goes, I need some gas. So we fly over and we're gassing it up, right, Dana? And the guy's banging on his chopper motor saying, oh, motherfucker, let's get this thing going. And me and Dana are climbing in. What is that? It's like a little bubble helicopter.
Yeah, it's like a mass.
Knocking the guy in the head with a snowboard. And we're putting in my 22, rifle and poking the guy in the head. And we're like, hey, can you do, some stunts where this guy, my friend Dana, is going to hang out on the side and shoot live rounds at me.
Wasn't it an AK?
Double Ozabo,
AK looking 22 thing.
Dude, rumor has it there was a shell casing stuck in the intake of the air intake, and that's what killed the motor.
I like that story better.
You know what the story?
You're supposed to shoot him out of the door.
Oh yeah.
Hey, the story is it was a piston chopper. Don't ever fly in a piston chopper.
That's
true. The gearbox jammed. I heard the thing lock up. It goes.
Really?
Boom. Yeah, I heard the gearbox lock, and he looked over me and just threw it my way, and I'm falling out of the sky with him following me. Like he pitched it to my side. I'm like, what a bitch. So it's following me now.
While Dana's shooting a rifle at me on the ground.
But yeah, they're all good. Well, remember when we went?
What movie was that for?
Time, it was Creatures of Habit.
For Double Ozabo #2, and that was Creatures of Habit 3. Demented chowder pilots on a run.
Right. But remember, Farmer, when we went to the books and we choppered into the books, and then Zabo and Maddie, they went down that one stupid ass chute, and then you were hiking back up the chutes, and then the chopper never came back, and we almost had to sleep out there. And then the Beaver came in. It was like 9 o'clock at night. Plane came in. All us dumbass Cali boys we're freezing, and no more candy bars. We're never prepared. We were so out of it.
Hey, Farm, why don't you tell us what's your craziest story that you have snowboarding? What is it?
Oh man, that's such a strange question. But I mean, I don't know. Like,
That's a perfect question.
it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like that whole Valdez experience. You obviously want to talk about Valdez, but like,
Well,
yeah,
we can talk about Utah. We can talk about, Europe, all kinds of stuff that you're involved in and we were involved in. What's your craziest experience in snowboarding?
I mean, I don't know. A lot of those Alaskan times, like when you're talking about the chopper ride, or the day the chopper went down that you guys were in,
Yeah.
me and Richie Fowler rode in that heli the day before, and we took off outside the bar.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of that bar, but right there in town where the hotel was. It was parked in the parking lot
right there,
and we flew out. The pilots like, "You want to go for one last run?" And everyone piled out of the bar, dude, and watched. And we flew straight across from the bar to that peak. It's like, I don't know, several thousand. It's like 5,000 feet, right?
Yeah.
Vert right there, and we're like,
right off the ocean,
there.
right there.
And everyone like piled out of the bar, and me and Fal flew up there and was totally sunbaked, like total, just pure avalanche danger, like just as shitty as it gets.
Yeah.
And we got out, and he let us out, and we made like 5 turns, and the shit went all the way down. The thing just broke loose, went all the way down. I mean, like 5,000 vertical feet, like thousands of feet, until it was like, looked like whitewater rapids, just boiling down the whole thing. After we made the first 3 turns, we're just like, holy shit. And so then what we did was we'd ride where the shit was like already slid, but it was really crappy and runnels.
Yeah.
And then we cut over into the deep shit so we could make some good turns, and then go back into the stuff that slid. And that shit, I mean, it was breaking off like 3 and 4 feet deep at least at the top. And then it was like 10 or 15 feet deep at the bottom. And just boiling, like, and we did that down the whole thing until we just peeled off section after section, because the stuff that had slid was so shitty to ride on, but the other shit would just take off as we rode on it. And the runnels at the bottom, you know what runnels are? They're big like spines from where the shit makes like troughs. They were like 15 or 20 feet deep, and we had to like traverse in and out of these like, chasms to get back, over where we could find some rideable snow. And then when we got to the bottom, the shit was so deep, it was like a swamp. Like it was a swamp. It was like a body of water with snow in it. And we were up to our tits, dude. We were like literally like groveling up to our tits. And the chopper came back finally. And there, there's those aspen bushes or whatever kind of bushes and crap, and we're just totally groveling in this shit. I remember thinking, this must be like Vietnam, dude, or some shit. And the dude couldn't land. He just kept it throttled up, sitting on that like mush, this shit. And we just groveled and groveled and groveled, and we could barely get our boards in the basket, and then climbed back in that bubble heli. And he got us out of there, but he wasn't landing. He was all, like they do when they tow in at the top. He was like that on this swamp shit that we were in. That was just liquid snow. It's like I've never seen it before or since. Like, the whole thing was like, no one should have even done that. It was like a sun bake. It'd been baking in the sun all day. You know what I mean?
That's gnarly.
Anyway,
that pilot was pretty cool. He was a little. I guess before we crashed, I did tell him to stunt fly. We did the thing in the movies where you hide behind the mountain and you come up over the ridge like that.
Oh right.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, one more, and then it didn't work.
And just nose down like that.
Yeah, we came up popping over the ridge, and I guess we were kind of G'ing out a little bit between me and you. I guess it got worked. But yeah, no, I don't. You guys, man, the AK stuff, like when we would come up and meet up with you guys, it was like I took a life insurance policy out of myself on that trip just on the way in the airport. I was like, this shit's going to get gnarly. But fucking, Yeah, man. I think you're out of the whole industry. Like you and Parada, like pretty much like conquered that place with Fowler and all those dudes up there.
Oh yeah.
Like who was in the other chopper that went down with Chet?
That was Richie
That
Fowler,
was
Jay Liska, Pat
yeah.
Solomon,
Yep.
and Pete Clark, who actually isn't around anymore. Pete died. I don't remember Pete Clark. Cousin Pete, Black Pete.
We remember those guys, but tell us about that helicopter crash, because that was kind of gnarly with those boys. Because what happened with your boy? He broke both his legs, right? And Chet lost a foot on that one.
Yeah, I think Richie broke a leg, and like
Richie.
Chet got his foot chopped
Richie
off.
Fowler, yeah.
Yeah, those guys were. I was supposed to go on that trip, and I went on the trip the year before, the same trip where we went salmon fishing, and then we like. I mean, here's what it took to get out there. Okay, so like we're gonna stop at this place and go salmon fishing, which is like a midway point because the heli couldn't fly all the way across the Cook Inlet to that 14,000 feet, which is like actually above the ceiling of a Bell Jet Ranger. They're supposed to be at like 11 is their max, and you're not supposed to land at that altitude. You know what I mean? I think it was 11,000.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're great at the beach, but they're not that great in Alaska. So like that guy.
Yeah, we found that out.
We here's how we went out there. So we had a midway point, which where we'd go fishing and camp for a night, I think, and we put 5 cans, filled the whole back of the heli with jet fuel in 5-gallon cans. And then one guy would ride in the passenger seat and they'd fly out. And then they'd fly back and get 5 more cans of jet fuel, put them in the back seat of the heli and fly it out. So we had like 15 or 20 cans because there was 4 guys. So by the time you got 4 guys out there, you had 200 gallons of fuel or something.
Yeah.
Right? Something like that.
Yeah.
100 gallons. Anyway. And so we fly up to that it was an active volcano called Mount Redoubt, which is like a smoldering cauldron. Like there's like, you look down in there and it's like smoking. It wasn't really fire, but it's on fire. It's a volcano. But so me and Artie did that the year before. And then the next year, like, yeah, we want to do that Transworld call. We're like, we want to do that run again, or that trip again. We didn't think we got it right. They wanted to do it again for whatever reason. And I was like, I'm over it. I don't really want to go. I'm like, it's like summertime and I'm just done. I don't want to do it. And then so Pete called me, Pete Clark, my black snowboarder buddy. And he's like, dude, I heard you're not going on that trip. Can I have your spot? And I was like, yeah, you can have my spot. And so then they did that run, that mountain. And what they were doing was they were shuttling 2 people at a time, I think. 2 guys up, and then, they would do a run, and then 2 guys up. And then, like, at the end, they're like, going to do one more run or something. And they took everyone and put 4 guys in there. And I don't know, maybe it was overloaded or whatever, but the thing, like, tagged the top of the hill, just started spiraling out of control, literally at the peak. And like just bounced and rolled and just came apart, and the rotor blades flew off of it, and like the rotor blades chopped all the snowboards in half and chopped the front of the heli cab off and chopped Chet's foot off, his right foot.
Wow.
And, and those dudes.
And then they started rolling down the hill. Yeah.
They were strapped in to what was left of the fuselage. It's just like a frame. Like there's no. Like all the doors and stuff are gone, it's just like a roll cage with the 5-point harness. And then fuel was pouring all over them. Those dudes like were soaked in fuel. Like their like clothes melted just from having the fuel all over them, but it didn't
That's
ignite.
The scary part.
It didn't
the scary
ignite.
Part is the fuel.
Yeah, it didn't ignite, but they were like soaked in fuel.
Yeah.
When we crashed, we just came from the fucking airport. I was tripping on the fuel thing, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, so that didn't happen. They didn't catch fire, and they got out of there. Chet's missing his foot. Richie broke his leg.
Wasn't Chet yelling to the boys like, "Get my foot,
find my foot, yeah,
find my foot, bro." Yeah.
And
So
then
everybody survived that?
They didn't have a radio, so they had to like.
Everybody lived. Yes.
Yeah, everyone lived.
Yes.
But they were out there for like 8 hours, and they had to piece. They didn't have a radio because the shit came apart, and so they had to find the battery and like do some weird shit to get like a SOS call out, and then because there's no signals of any kind, you know what I mean? I don't even.
Yeah.
It was probably cell phones were like primitive back then, but I doubt there's even one out there.
And for people
there was no
who don't know what
phones.
we're talking about, you're in Alaska. You're in a place that there's no cell service, there's no cell phone, there's no radio. And if you break comms on your helicopter, you're kind of done. Right?
Yeah, and the only way anyone's even going to hear you is if they're flying around looking for you, because the signal's not going to go all the way back to the base or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's like they have to be flying in the vicinity and looking. You know what I mean? Someone's got to be cruising around. And anyway, I think they got a hold of the military or something, and they came and got them in one of those big ass like double rotor big ass helis, you know, and came and got them. But they were out there for 8 hours with Chet like with a tourniquet on his leg and like, you know, packing snow on his foot because it chopped his foot off. And
yeah, that's crazy. That's a long time out there.
Still alive?
Chet? Yeah, dude. I keep meaning to call him. I talked to him like
he is a trooper. I love that dude.
No, he's super cool. I talked to him like 6 months ago, dude, and I meant to call him, and I usually call him on like Memorial Day, and I didn't. I felt bad, but I should call him.
Hey, that's so crazy how you said that. Like I never knew the reason why they had troubles, and like to hear the story about how they threw an extra couple people in it. Remember Free Dog when we flew? We were doing McGrath's film, and we were flying in a Bell Jet 2, and it was the same thing because it was a 2-blade chopper, and we were in Mammoth, and we were going up the face of the runs chasing them, and we got because it was like 11,000 feet, and it was just losing power, and all the alarms would go off, and you'd have to barrel roll back down the fucking hill. And he's like, "Oh, we need to lose some weight." And I was already fucking standing on the skid like, "I'm out of here. Drop me the fuck off. Bye." Yeah. I'll see you, John. Have fun.
Yeah, and that's what he was trying to do is bank off.
Yeah.
But he couldn't bank off. He clipped.
You need oxygen, you know, for their motor, because you run out of oxygen in a helicopter, you're done.
Well, the air is
what is it? Counter rotate to
thin air
on the thing. You lose your motor.
What you need is when you get up into over 11,000 and shit, you get into like a 3 or 4 blade choppers, which has more lift, you know. But that's crazy. That's a 40 or 30 years later summation to the story or whatever you said. Hey, did we make a reel? Do we got some footage of Farm Dog?
So I have some videos lined up.
Yeah,
so you can just edit that in, can't you?
Yeah,
we can.
Right, we can.
I don't
care, whatever you want to do.
As long as we got all the audio here.
Just play that.
You remember that?
Ragdoll. Farm.
That.
Always got to set yourself
taking you back a couple of steps here.
It's no good, right?
Oh, that's the Ragdoll song.
So killer.
Hey, Farm. When we did this and played your song to Seth, and you thought it for the first time, what was your thought?
He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no fucking idea what he's
I
doing.
was just blown away, man. I was like, wow, man. But I knew you guys were on it. I was like, well, these guys are taking, you know, what we did in snowboarding to moto, you know? Because that whole moto thing with all the racing thing, it was just kind of like, you know, kind of jocked out. Like, it wasn't cool to me, but this shit was cool to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. you weren't into like the racing and motocross or whatever, but when we showed you that with your song, that's what I'm thinking of. What was your
this
thought?
air right here was all of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, that was just like iconic forever. But yeah, I was like
flying into his face, landing at about 300 feet on a motorcycle to your song.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great feeling, dude. And I never thought it. That's such a trip because I never thought that's what happened. Really, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah,
but it's perfect.
But you made that song knowing that ragdoll, and everybody cartwheeling and snowboarding, skateboarding, maybe surfing, but you didn't know what we were up to. Yeah,
so
not really.
I don't think that we got it before. So explain. And we get the question all the time on the YouTube, like, where is that song from? Where can I get it? And nobody really has any idea how to get a hold of the song or even who actually made it. So, and
I wrote the lyrics.
You already had it written,
close.
and they just used it. Obviously, it wasn't written for the movie or anything.
It was from snowboarding days. Like we were talking about, like it was like to me it was a snowboard term. Like when you eat shit.
We were with
snowboard.
We were with Farm back in Alaska, like our.
Bye. Well, hey, Farm, is there a way to actually people could buy that song anywhere or get it anywhere?
Dude, I don't know. I thought Jim Hale, I think, owns the rights or something, but like I don't know. I've heard that it's out there. I've heard you can get it, like on.
Why don't you record it? Why don't you do it? Record it and put it out. We get it out there again. Like you wrote the song, right?
I'm all down for that, dude. I want to record. I have tons of material, but yeah.
Well, in the moto community, you could for sure digital downloads. You could for sure sell a bunch for that thing.
Because people buy music. I thought you just like pay Spotify.
Well, then maybe you get Spotify cut or whatever it is, but.
Yeah, well, you put it on different platforms, and then every time people play it, you'll get like a credit or a log, you know what I mean, or whatever the case, and shit adds up. We try to do the same thing with our movies, and of course, it's just a nightmare because people just rip shit off and put it wherever they want, but it's all good. Learning curve. Lots free dog again on.
Right. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, and so that's why we have editing. That's why at least we have editing. We could always fucking.
This is Free Dog's clip all the time.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Could you guys hear that?
I wish you. I want to see the rest when he comes off the dune, dude. He's just gonna hit the lip and it stopped.
I know, because I didn't know if it was like too loud for talking.
Yeah. That's you need to tap the brake and bring your nose down.
You guys seen that little stunt?
I don't think it would have mattered, dude.
Dude, the song is perfect. The song with him crashing is like, this is probably one of the most iconic motocross video parts ever.
Yeah, that's just so it blew the front wheel up, didn't it? Like
yeah, it exploded the whole front wheel. We were supposed to be on the way to Mammoth. I detoured them to the sand dunes for a little run.
You're like, hey, let's just check this out over here.
Yeah, because he is new to town. He's never been to the sand dunes. I'll show you the fucking super dunes, dog.
Serious problems. You need to work out with yourself.
Blow out. But mate, whatever. It's a good shot.
Were you kidding? It's like,
you know what that place is, though, Farmer? It's like going to the Blackcomb Windlip. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't understand that. Like, wouldn't you go to the Blackcomb Windlip just to go session that bitch and then come home and
right?
Like it's that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that thing's pretty rad.
Hey, you know what I used to tell? I used to tell a story, Clint. Here's a story for Shawn. We used to go to this wind lip called the Blackcomb Wind Lip. Basically, it looked like a fucking snowboard sand dune, right, with a downhill. And the bigger you went, the farther the landing, the smoother it was. In a sense, right?
Yeah.
I got the cover shot.
It was flat, but if you kept going, it would like rolled rolled down.
Yeah, and I actually got the cover shot for Creatures of Habit there from John's movie, Creatures of Habit. But Shawn and Damian Sanders, we were up there, and Steve Sione, or not Steve Sione, Steve Graham, Dave Sione, Steve Graham was there, remember? And they're trying to do backflips. They did backflips, but remember you guys were trying to do doubles or triples, and he wanted to go upside down and shoot the shotgun when he was upside down on the first flip to give him extra rotation. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
I still want to do that.
Yeah, and I got your back on that one. I think
I
it
can
worked.
still pull
right?
that, I'm sure. I'm positive. Yeah.
You just got to stand far enough away to watch it.
That's the same way a rocket works, pretty much.
Yeah, it's momentum.
Once the shot.
Hey, what do you think about the snowboarders nowadays, Shawn? With all the they just spin and flip, and it's like they do a lot of spins off shit. You know what I mean? Like, do you do that shit?
Dude. I'm 6 years old, but I wasn't a great spinner, to be honest. But I can flip. and spin a little bit, but I'm not like.
You just went big. You just went off cliffs.
Yeah, and I never could either. I could do a front flip. I couldn't even do a back flip. I'm like Hetzel, do a front flip. Remember
Hetz is good on those fronts. I ride with Hetz.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I ride with Hetz in the winter. He's ripping pretty good. The boys are ripping pretty good. All
right. I started doing pretty good fucking because my kid was coming up hard on the snowboard and down here in the local shit. And then I did a fucking meetup day with Damien and Zabo, and I wound up blowing my tib and fib out. It's fucking exploded my legs. So now I got the fucking metal tib and fib.
When was that? That was a while back, right? No.
Yeah, I was like 15 years back. I got no toe edge anymore. I got nothing.
Damn
I can't. I can't land on the lid. If I don't make the landing, I gotta just turn to my shoulder. I got no landing anymore.
You gotta get a mono ski.
Oh hell no! Fuck no. That's like getting a boogie board
with a snorkel.
All right, Free Dog's back.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
Sorry to leave us hanging.
Well, you know what? That is a funny story because Dana, we used to call him, Sneak a Cheek. Because in my movies, in editing, I would edit out like him landing and then he'd sneak a cheek on the side and I'd edit out that to make it good for his landing.
Once in a while, you had to do that, dog.
It's a sneak a cheek, right?
Wow.
Shit.
You could fucking well, if you land in 3 feet of power, you kind of hit the cheek anyways a little bit.
That's right. Oh yeah. And then you sent avalanches on top of me.
Look, Free Dog, as long as you come out of the explosion standing. Yep. So what's in the future for you, Farmer?
I don't know. I'm gonna go sing some songs at the Crusty Demons tour.
That's right. We're gonna have Farm on our new tour.
Hey, that'll be fun. You can come blow some shit up with us and
make some new songs, some old soak songs. People all know, your old songs, that we're talking about, Ragdoll and,
Listen, all you'd have to do,
your stuff is classic.
you could come out on tour and sing just that one song, and the place would go bananas.
For sure.
In reality.
Ragdoll would blow the roof off of it.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, there you go. We might have to book you.
How about
Well,
Yeah, and then I'm gonna come down to Malibu and kite that point.
Oh, you want to go kiteboarding with Laird?
What do
down
they
here in
call
Malibu?
that? Is that Malibu Point?
If you want to go to like Malibu Point, that's by the pier. Or
Is that
like
what they call
Point
that?
Doom.
Just that point right there where everyone kites.
Point Doom.
Probably Point Doom. That's where Laird is. Laird Hamilton.
Yeah, dude, I'll destroy that place.
Yeah, you'd be in heaven in that place. That place, it's sick. It's
It
like
is
private surfing. Yeah.
You got another reel, Clint? You got
I
a
do.
farmer reel or what?
yeah.
Well, let's throw a farmer reel before we go too long on this podcast.
Yeah,
and
Farmer's
we'll
Way. Maybe we should just end it with the Farmer's Way whenever you guys.
That might be cool.
Hey, Farm, I
I
got
gotta
a
go to bed. I
question
gotta
for
drive
you.
a truck tomorrow.
Hey, Farm, I got a question for you. We were in Valdez, Alaska, and I was with you, and you told me it was cool to go down below like one of the cornices in Valdez, and I think it was like Zabo, you, and a couple other guys waiting for me to get down there with my 16 millimeter camera and backpack and this and that. And you said, "Hey, John, you can, traverse underneath the cornice right here, and just be careful because it might be icy." Do you remember that one? And I fell off like 2 cliffs, and I landed at the bottom, and you guys ended up at the bottom there and just go, "Dude, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Why'd you guys jump off the cornice?" I was ready for my shot because I was like, that point where you're going to pass out and you're going to come to the black hole, and I just came back around.
Oh, really?
Do you remember that one where I fell off like 2 cliffs?
I'll go to
I
a
think
doctor
so.
if I need to. I don't need to right now.
Is that Peyote Pete?
Is that what you said, John?
I think so. We were up in Valdez, and you came
You're
down
just
to me
gonna
and
get
you
the
go,
shot.
"Are you okay?" And I said, "Hey, Sean, why are you down here? I'm ready for the shot."
Right.
You're like,
It's
"Dude,
like,
you just
oh,
fell
we're
off
gonna
like
dig
2
you out of
cliffs."
the hole, dude, and save your life.
I think that's what we call being concussed, John.
Yeah, it's a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can get that just from like ragdolling too, which is what
Yeah.
we talked about a lot. But like, you don't have to hit your head. Just like the G's, of like
Yeah.
spinning around like that
Yeah.
can like ding you
And
up.
you kind of get to that black hole where you're going to pass out kind of thing.
Yeah, because your brain's just a little jelly ball, and so it can't handle very many G's,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I'm
now.
just
I
remembering
totally
some
remember that.
old shit. Yeah.
I've definitely given
Man.
myself a concussion through my butt cheek before it landed so hard on my ass. It just-
Yeah.
Colin, you don't know Clint very well. You guys just met, but yeah, Clint is a crazy man on motorcycles, not only dirt bikes, but on Harley Davidsons as well.
Oh, really? Dude, there's some
Yeah.
dudes around here that they do like bike stunts and shit. Not big stunts, but they have like a thing once a
Yeah.
week and they ride around. And they do those burnouts, those like brake stand things
yeah.
where they hold the front brake and spin. And a couple of those guys around Harleys, I don't know. I stay away from them because I don't want anyone around me when I'm riding my motorcycle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Better off.
there's some guys doing that. And I'm always like, I don't know. They must get free tires, dude, because they burn the shit out of their tires,
They're putting
Hey,
on
Sean,
takeoffs.
before we end our podcast here, tell us what's the most ridiculous line that you've ever picked to go down with your snowboard? I'm thinking maybe across from Snowbird, that one where you point.
That comes to mind for certain. That would probably be it. Yes, I think so.
That one's gnarly.
It's gnarly, and I don't think I would do it again. Really,
Yeah.
because I blew up, because Ox put a bomb hole in my landing, or in my run out. but yeah, like I don't. And people were like, "Dude, you should go do that again." And I was like, "I don't think I'm gonna do that again."
Well, you already did it. Why do it again?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I did have the ragdoll on the run out though, but yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's pretty narrow.
That one sticks out in my mind. That thing's gnarly, and we'll play that, Clint. That one's pretty freaking gnarly. And all the cliff drops that you did, in Utah, Colorado, and Alaska, and
The
Chamonix, yep, Europe, yeah. Chamonix. Tell us a little bit about Chamonix, just for our ending here.
I don't know, like all I know is that place is like really big, and like it's bigger than Alaska. It doesn't have the same snow quality. Partly because it's really high, but the stuff is really big there, and you got to watch where you're going, because you can just wind up on top of literally like a 500-foot or 1,000-foot cliff, and with no way out. They hire guides over there for a reason.
Yeah.
And if you follow someone else's tracks, they might have just jumped off with a parachute for all you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many crazy people there. You don't just follow someone's tracks there. You just really have to know it. But that place is a lot of fun. And they start partying at 10:30, and the bars are up until 6 a.m. So there's that hazard too.
That's another hazard.
That's a big hazard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
all right. Why don't we wrap it up, boys?
Yeah. So, do you want to direct people to any certain social media or website or anything like that?
Yeah. How do people find Ragdoll and old soap songs? Because that was awesome.
You know what? I don't really know, but I know. I mean, Jim Hale's probably got more of that going on. I don't have any social media or anything right now. I just
they don't need to find it. They'll find it later.
We'll make it happen, and we'll get that out to people.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Together a tribute. All right, there you go. Well,
right,
cool,
awesome.
man.
What would be your parting words for me and Dana throwing you on this podcast, and we haven't seen you in a couple of years? Give us some parting words, not for just the fans, but for me and Dana.
Oh, well, hey.
What do you got?
It's good to see you guys, man, and you both look good, and I'm glad I got to talk with you and just and see what's going on. I'd like to hear some more stories, and
of course.
You guys have done a ton of cool stuff, and I'm amazed that you're still doing what you do. It's rad, and keeping the dream alive. That's great.
We're all still alive.
I look forward. I want to see the show, dude. I want to see the United States tour, dude. I'm in.
Yeah. No, and I'll be checking you out. We get up into Tahoe a little bit. We'll have to hit you up.
We'll go ride, dude. Whatever. I'm coming down to Malibu. I'm gonna ride that point, dude. Call Laird.
Sweet.
Or if I don't need Laird, dude. I just I want to check that place out.
Why not have Laird right next to you on the foil?
That'd be even better. Maybe he can teach me the foil. I haven't done that yet. So.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Look at this guy living the life with his festive ringtone.
Oh God, right? Well, he's got bugs, so.
Dude, I literally want to buy a new phone if I can't get an app off of it. You know what I mean? I'm like, either that or I'll just delete everything. You know what I mean? I hate the things piss me off to no end. Anyway,
Yeah.
I got fed up, dude. I got fed up, man. But,
all right. So what I'm gonna do is for our outro, I'm gonna play "The Farmer's Way" for everybody. So hope you guys enjoyed.
Farmer's mother Way.
Farmer's motherfucking way.
yeah.
Shawn Farmer called from a gas station outside Salt Lake City. He said this movie needed him. He said he was the best. He wanted a plane ticket. We said ride the dog and sent him a bus ticket. That's when we told him the fall line motto. Put up or shut up. He got the message.
This is the greatest fucking rhyme of all time. Drill a hole in your head and pour it into your mind and check it into your brain. I'm talking mainline, cause I can lock in on a topic just like a Smith grind. Check into a Motel 6 and kick the walls out. When I'm raging on my stick, I'm going balls out. Ignored by people much too long. Maybe that's why I wrote this song. Man, I'm tired of playing the underdog. Finally, the media's eyes open up. Dinosaurs by the roadside, broken up, dreaming and crying for their glory days. Still lost in one of my sprays. Man of the future, or man of the past. Fact of the matter is now's here to last. Cause I ain't going away. Sooner or later, somebody's gonna have to pay. Cause I'll be so damn big, they can't get out of my way. We do it my way, this is my resume. We do it my way, what did I say? We do it my way, this is my resume. We do it my way, what did I say? People of the industry would like to dismiss me just because I don't grovel like a lot of you sissies that have seen me kissing butt. What? You can get me product? That's cool, I guess. That way I can go and trade the product for sex. I need money to live. You got a head like a sieve. What's the problem? You got shit in your ears? You gotta be blind not to see. On the line's extreme, nobody's sicker than me. I can take it no more. We calls are getting over. I say read them out like a patch of clover. They think the back is taking air above the lip. Next thing I know, they're on some kind of ego trip. Don't get me wrong, I love air in the pipe. But when I do it, I'm usually risking my life. Getting back to the subject from which I'm digressing. I'm tired of you puppets and all your BSing. Put your money where your mouth is and stop fessing right in front of your friends. I'm gonna teach you a lesson to what you tie-wearing fools got to say to me. Shut the hell up and make the check pay to me. Tell me what's the integrity. One day you'll be begging me, but by then it will be much too late. Cause everything in my world will be custom handmade. You have to see my proposal, man, you can see it today. We do it my way, this is my resume. We do it my way, what did I say? We do it my way, this is my resume. We do it my way, what did I say? Getting raw at squall, feeling 10 feet tall, just having a ball. And here to tell you all about one of the baddest, the man who has attained ambassadorial status. Call him Nicolada, call him Parada, call him Donovan Snap. I'd have to say nada, he's the equal, I'm a pro bra, lethal as a cobra. Ollie off the trail with the pop and crack the sign. Now the whole damn crowd of people's nicks in mine. 50 foot air, pointing duck cause I want more. Point and poke and spin, and then I stick it like it's never been stuck before. Uh-oh, ski patrol, standing right in our path. I look at Nick, ha, we just laugh. The faces turn red as we blast overhead. Nick styles a back foot, I throw a front. We both stick it, it's a routine stunt. Pointing straight now, and we're running our fastest. Patrol's trying, but they can't get our asses. Besides, we can't let them, we don't even got passes. Right across the parking like it ain't this chick's car. She wants to do it, she knows because we're stars. Back at the pad, we work it over and then slap a high five and trade ends. There's nothing like doing a hoe with your friend. It ain't if we win or we lose or we play. It's how many rules can we break? I can say more, but what more can I say? We do it my way, this is my resume. We do it my way, what did I say? We do it my way, this is my resume. We do it my way, what did I say?
We want the world and we want
Shawn Farmer put up, so we shut up. And we gave him a job.
Farmers motherfucking way.
champions. We love those Aussie girls. I wanna be, I'm busting